what he could do within a terrible short time, ridiculously short time. There could be a screaming baby. He just put his hands on them and they would change. You know, he was an absolute wonderful healer. He was about average height, or maybe a little taller, very stooped. But I think for all these years of just, you know, working over people, and he was not. He was about middle size, maybe a little bit thin when I knew him, which is fairly late in his life. He had done a lot of physical labouring work in the early days, and he was basically very strong-minded, and very strong in body. I tell you what he could do. I had a man once in my office who had a persistent abnormal cardiac rhythm that nobody could correct. And he's lying there on the table in the far side of the room. And I said, and Robert was staying with me, I said, Robert, can you do something? And Robert, from here, the other side of the room, said, it's quite obvious what the problem is. And as he walks over, he said, he's had an injury in his teens with his right ankle. He said, that's right. He said, I had a fracture there. I was a teenager skiing. He said, and then that has affected his left knee, and that's affected his, I'm making this up a bit, affected his gallbladder, and that's affected his heart. So Robert said, it's very easy. So Robert used this percussor. He put it on the foot. And as I'm watching, we had a cardiographer. As I'm watching, I could put, not all the time, but we had then and again later, the rhythm became normal. I saw that man like 30 years or more later. Yeah, it never recurred. He used a percussor a great deal in his practice, this particular percussor. And he got onto that because he studied like with Randolph Stone in the 40s in Chicago, who did all this work with polarity. He said, I know why Stone was able to cure people, because he had this deep resonating voice, and he could put his voice in them and he could resonate their bodies with his voice. He said, I didn't have the voice. At the end of his life, he started to use a crystal a lot too. And he used to use the Bach flower remedies, but basically he was very psychic, very much humane, very much a healer, you know, and very, very gifted. I miss him. He was just very, very quiet, very special, you know, very, very remarkable man. I gave the memorial address for him to the Cranial Osteopath Association. And it was right that although I knew least about his work than anyone else at that conference, I think it was right that I did give the address, because I do think I related at a deeper level to him, or rather, he related at a deeper level to me. I kid myself, but that's what he was. He was a very special person.